Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's show. You're watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We hope you're having a wonderful day today. This tech issue that we just had coming on is so perfect for our topic today
Oh,
because we're going to be talking about the in between. So we want to thank all of you guys for hanging out. We want to say hi to Frank and Ann and people logging on right now. Debbie, guys, join us. Please make sure you follow us, like our pages, and share this program. We want to say hi to my cohort, as always, Kelly Eckhardt. How are you, Kelly?
I am great. Happy to be on the show today. And even with the technical difficulties, we're here.
Yeah. We made it. Hey, Jennifer, and hey, Sophie.
Hi, everybody.
We are thrilled to be here. And look, we're excited about this show. We have such a great topic. And look, we'll be asking you for your questions today. So please be sure to log on. We would love to have you really talk about this. We're going to be talking about, the in between when you're no longer who you were. That is our topic, which is a big topic. It's all about change and transformation. And Kelly, I'm going to let you start with that topic because it's really interesting.
It feels like it's what I'm going through. I feel like I'm in this like in between. There's been like a shift in my environment, and it's been a
Mhm,
and at first I think
mhm.
it was a little stressful. Like I was like, what is going on? I don't feel right. I don't feel like it was just a weird feeling. But I'm as the year is going on, like, since January, like this started, I just feel like this shift has been something that a lot of us are going through, I feel like right now, because there is so much going on in our world and in our own country and in our own environment. I feel like it's really kind of opening people up more. It's making people more aware, and it feels overwhelming.
Mhm.
That's how I'm feeling it. What about you, Cheryl?
It's exactly the truth. It is about, we're in the year of the fire horse. This is the beginning. We've got the momentum going. And you know what? A lot of people are feeling lost right now,
Mm,
or they're feeling just not sure. Maybe they're more fatigued.
yeah.
So we would love to hear from our listeners if they've been noticing anything, people even losing direction in life, and having doubt,
Yeah.
wondering if they're on the right path, wondering, feeling that change underneath them. I always say it's like feeling the rug pulled out from underneath you, you
Yes,
know?
it is. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it's felt like. And the direction part, you're right. Like I felt a little lost this year. I've just sort of felt like where's my direction? Which way am I going? Like everything seems to have changed, and I'm in this new direction, and I'm not quite like finding my, like, I want to say, my direction. But then I'm looking at everything going, actually I am finding it and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's just so different. It's taking me a moment to really fall into place, I guess.
I can understand that too. A lot of people ask, what do you do when you feel this way? What do you do when you feel, like you're in between, you're at a fork in the road? And look, I want to say, look, this is energy is really big happening right now. I feel, Kelly, just personally, look, it's almost like there's new energy stepping in, and we're learning how to adapt, how to adjust, how to elevate, how to calibrate. It is all about integration. I do want to let people know, just it is about integration. It's about kind of leveling up, as they say, because
Yes.
we're all opening up and we're helping one another. That's the important part.
Yeah, I feel like it's a different world. I feel like we're it for my lifetime. I don't ever remember anything being like this in my lifetime ever.
Hmm.
So for I think for a lot of people, we're living in this like new dimension, it kind of feels like, and we have to figure things out and step it up and be more aware and present to maneuver this new way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, let's listen to a couple of our listeners, like Krish Pilley just said she's also noticing a feeling of lost and feeling the energy so dense and heavy that it brings her down,
Yeah,
and she feels a little drained. Yeah.
and Jose says, I also feel like a shift, even though I think no planets are in retrograde. I've also been feeling somewhat drained. Yes, I've
Mhm.
done a lot of sleeping at night. Like I've been sleeping like 10 hours, 9 hours, and This is somebody who normally only sleeps 5 to 7 hours. So
Mhm.
I've been very fatigued and going to bed early, which I'm a night owl. I don't go to bed early. I've been asleep every night before 10 p.m. That's like unheard of for me. My husband's loving it. Yeah, so and I've been grounding and meditating. I love that whoever said that, Jennifer said that, grounding,
Yeah.
you water and rest when you can. I've been dealing with it because I have a therapist, she's great, and I've been using my passions because I haven't really found, like, the passion for the year, I guess. Every
Mm.
year, January, I'm excited. Like, I'm like, "What am I gonna do this year? This is what we're gonna do," and I have all these plans. This year, I feel like my January got shook up and everything kind of fell apart, and I'm, like, pulling everything off and changing everything. So now I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, what's happening?" So I've been painting. I've been painting on my rocks, and it's been inspiring to paint because it gets my mind and my head in a different space. And I've been going outside more and trying to get more fresh air because we've had this beautiful weather. So
Yeah.
those things have been helping, walking and bike riding and all that.
When you mentioned that creativeness with painting of the rocks, I've been
Yes.
doing the same, but in a different way. Like, I've been creating I have all these house projects going on.
Yeah, it's
But you know what? It's
different.
about color and creating, like just you said, it's about, "Oh my god, like, I can't believe I'm doing, like, 3 or 4 projects at one time," but
Mhm.
that's where I need to be, that's where my
Yeah,
energy is, and that's what's kind of allowing me, time to kinda integrate or, align with this new energy coming in. Yeah, because there's a lot of doubt out there, and we wanna reassure people, "Look, this is what's happening. We're in a transformative time right
yeah,
now."
we are, we are. And what did you just say? You said projects going on, and well, there was something else too. You just triggered something, but oh, it's gone.
Well,
I have
color, I'm using a lot of color
color.
right now.
Yes, the
That's what
color. That's important. Believe it or not, I feel like when I've been painting, I've been using all the colors because
yeah.
to me, it's like I like to bring more color into my life when I feel a little lost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love our listeners. I love what everyone is saying, and,
Yes.
look, we have a lot of people who they feel like they are, in flux, we could call it that way, and I wanna say that, the creative outlet that Kelly and I are using, whatever it is for you, if you've been feeling creative lately or you're doing something different, please let us know, because this is how we help others. We help people integrate. We help people, uh we tell people you don't have to figure it all out in one day. It's okay. This is going to take time. This is our path. We are definitely on our path, all of us, each and every one of us.
Yes. And Jose said it's almost like what we were used to on our daily lives is now going to be different. And this is true. And in a way, thank you for that, Jose, because in a way, it's like I'm grieving the past
Mhm.
because I think that's what it is. It's like everything just kind of came to a head in December, January for me. And it's like, whoa, this is what's going on. It's like the, what we knew is gone. It's like this whole new like everything's changed, and then a lot of people are just like, oh no, nothing's changed. It's fine. But it has, like, we're sensitive, we feel the shift.
Right,
There's
right.
this huge shift.
And it's exciting, and at the same time, it is draining. It can cause anxiety, so no worries there. Just if I could share one thing with everyone, it's just hold the light for yourself, put your hand on your heart. Say, "I trust what's unfolding for me right now." I trust I am becoming the best version of me, right? You are becoming more authentic. There
Yeah.
is an alignment happening with this new energy. It's not like we leave the third dimension and step into the fifth. We're integrating, and we may go back and forth. We may have times where we're feeling at the top of our game, and then other times we may feel like, where the hell did the game go? Where the hell are we? But look, this is all part of the integration process. It's
It
it's
is.
it's adapting to new energies happening.
Yeah. It's one of the things that my therapist said that I really love is I'm I'm somebody who's like a go-getter every day. Like I feel guilty if I'm not like working, constantly or on my, phone or computer or something doing something. And so she says it's okay to take a day off and
Yeah.
give yourself grace. It's okay to not wanna do anything and just hang out at the house and be a homebody, not be social, because
Mhm.
that's how I'm dealing with my nervous system, and it's me taking care of me, and so she told me, "Give myself grace," and I think I needed to hear that. I give that same advice to everybody else, but I don't always give myself the grace. So
It's that I can understand that. It's under and also, Kelly, a lot of people, who are listening to this program, maybe they are realizing in this very moment that they are in transformation, and maybe in some way we either been avoiding it, we've been denying it, we've been trying to escape it, and I gotta tell you, there's a lot of beautiful things coming for each and every one of us in our future. There's a lot of beautiful things, and yeah, it's gonna feel uncomfortable, and that is change, but really we want change, right? We are all trying to reach for something better. We have goals, we're trying to, manifest here, or we are manifesting. But I
mhm.
just want to say the struggle, it's very challenging, and we really, as you and I, we just want to make sure we let people know that we are definitely sending love and compassion. It is not easy. Sometimes change is the hardest thing to do.
Can we put Joanne Comescly 6610's, comment up? It's 417. I really love what she wrote. That's exactly how it feels that we are in flux and we have to ride the wave with joy instead of horror. We hold each other's hands and learn to ride the wave. Thank you. That is beautiful. That is exactly what's going on. I feel, we have to like put a smile on our face and say, okay, what are we going to create with this? What's going on now? What are we going to do? Where are we going? What direction? How are we going to build this? Because our world has changed. So how are we going
Yeah.
to build the world? The I guess we can only make changes with ourselves, right? So how is that going to affect the rest of the people around us, and how we're going to create where we're
Mhm.
going next, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. I know this
Mhm.
is all coming out garbled in my head, but hopefully you know what I mean.
Yeah, and look, thank you, Sherry. Sherry says, "I know I feel the most relaxed when I paint on wood." Love that, love that. Love the it's an exercise in being grounded in the present moment is when we learn to express ourselves and things that bring us joy. You
Yeah,
know,
people got paint on me. I've been scrubbing it on. There's some on my hand here. It's like all over. I
you've
love
been painting, I've been cleaning, it's
I've been cleaning too. Oh, I've scrubbed
oh
my
my
kitchen
gosh.
from top to bottom today because 'cause we're going out of town. Me and
Yeah.
my son, we clean that kitchen so good.
And also, let's not forget we wanna wish Kelly a happy anniversary, right? It was
Oh,
just
thank
recently your
you.
wedding
Yes,
anniversary. How
on
many years,
Sunday.
Paul?
So 12 years married, 21 years as a couple, and 31 years ago we met. And
My.
we met in March, and we became a couple in August, but we got married in March. So I always just March is our anniversary for everything, I feel like.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, you married a great guy, and of course, he found the right person for as in you, Kelly. And
Yeah.
we have to have him on the show to say a quick hello sometime or something, you
Maybe,
know?
I don't know if he would be comfortable doing that. He's scared of this whole thing.
That's okay. He's also very intuitive, right? We have
Yes,
very intuitive, and your
yes,
son's very intuitive.
he's been developing, my husband. He took a week course with, Tony Stockwell and Lynn Probert, and he did really well. Everybody in the class said he did great. And
That's
he's taking
fantastic.
classes with Cindy Kaza, and he also took a class with Thomas John
Oh,
and I think April Nicole too. Yeah, he's taking lots of classes.
that's
I love
great,
that he's
that's
so
great.
supportive.
So look, today's show for everyone just now logging on, we're talking about the in between and trying to recognize that you're not the same person that you once were from yesterday or from last year, and that look, it's not about burying your feelings. This is about unfolding and trusting in the divine timing of things that we're all growing, right? We're blossoming, we're growing, we're sometimes it's a step back, but that's okay. You're still moving, and that's what's important.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a really positive, happy soul, yet I keep having to reset multiple times in a day as I keep feeling so low. Sending love to all. I've been doing a lot of spirit art since last week after a long break away. and journaling a lot more too. Again, all great, all is well, though I became carless today as car failed, MOT. I don't know what that means. Annual safety test due to brake issues. And 29th of December, after just starting walking in December after an injury in
Mm.
summer, has made me in bed rest. I took a tumble and am back in bed. Oh, I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
Sophia. Sophie,
Stace
sorry.
Sophie, that is really a lot, and that is what's happening too. It seems, Kelly, when it rains, it pours,
Right?
it's not just one wall falling down or one challenge, it seems to be multiple challenges, and for many people in many ways, to
Yeah.
where we have to step back and go, "Oh my god," like they are going through so much right now. So, so much
Yeah.
love to you, Sophie, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jessica. Thank you, Stacy. Is it Stacy or Stacia? I love that. Yeah. Um, I think it's been an interesting year so far, and we're about to head into April here. I do feel like things are shifting for me
Mhm.
right now, and I'm feeling a lot of inspiration and a lot of motivation. So I'm going with it and I'm just taking it one day at a time and just seeing what happens. But one of the things I've been doing this week, which I feel like has been really helpful, because I don't have like a Monday through Friday job where I get up and have to go to work by 8 a.m. like everybody else. This is my like trying to stay motivated when you work from home and there's all this going on. It's difficult. So I've been getting up around 7:30 instead of 9, which I normally sleep till 9. And I've been getting up, getting dressed, doing my hair, doing my makeup, and just like, all right, I'm ready for the day. Like I'm going to work.
Oh, that's great.
It's been very helpful. So giving myself a little structure, but also allowing myself the grace to sit down and paint for an hour and then go back to work.
Mhm.
I've been taking
Mhm.
little breaks here and there because I get despondent, I want to say, when I sit in front of the computer lately. I'm like, I want to
You're like,
just wanna do something creative, and I'm not feeling it at the computer, yeah, so
So look, and for everyone listening, our audience members, so Kelly and I, look, we are also transforming, we're also changing, we're also raising our vibration and, setting goals or, connecting with spirit in different ways. I mean, I recently met another new spirit guide in one of my meditations, and it's like we don't ask for these things, but they come in to help support us, to let us know, look,
yes.
you're right, you're preparing is what I heard, right? You're preparing for the next level. You're not, it's not a waste of time to feel bad at all. Even if you feel bad, that's not a waste of time. There's no wasted energy here. Everything is in the right order. Everything is divine. Just breathe, breathe, breathe.
Sometimes we have to feel this way to really and, like, honor it, to really, like, move past it too. That's
Yeah.
something I'm learning because what I've done all my life is like, "Oh, no, there's no room for this. We're going to have a great day, and we're gonna just push through it." But then I'm not dealing with like, sometimes you just have to feel it, and you have to, like, let it, like, kind of happen and understand it, if that makes sense.
It does, and you have to understand that even those feelings of doubt, worry, frustration, those lower vibrational words, so to speak, they are also our teachers, there's
You
something to learn everywhere.
Yeah. If somebody's telling you that they never have those thoughts or they never have those feelings and that they're always positive and that everything's great, that's a lie. I mean, I'm probably one of me and Cheryl, like two of the most like positive, manifesting people there are, but that doesn't mean that there aren't tough days and we don't go through these things too and that I'm figuring out ways to deal with it even though I have all the tools so to say. You're human and sometimes you get in your own way.
Mhm, mhm. You do get in your own way, and you wanna trust that whatever's happening in your life is happening, and it's really the hardest one of the hardest lessons is to trust, right? Trust that divine timing, trust that, miracles are right behind whatever challenge you're going through right now.
Yeah.
Trust that we're all stepping into an unfoldment of really a bigger, better way to express our love for each other, to be authentic, to step into that uniqueness that each one of us represent. And that's really what the universe is asking is like, who are you? Are you ready to step out of your shell? Are you ready to step out of your comfort zone and live those dreams or live those wishes and make a plan, or how are you going to get there? What does it look like?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. You know, I'm 55 and it feels like I'm still learning every day new things or
Mhm.
new skill sets or new understandings of things I thought I mastered. And I think the minute we think we've learned it all is when we're done. So I'm very open to always being shown new ways or a new perspective or just understanding things in a new way. And that's kind of what's been happening the last 6 months for me. I feel like the universe loves to teach me lessons
Yeah.
and I'm always open for them, and that's what I'm going through. I feel like we all are, though. I feel like the universe is kind of like shaking up the world, saying, "All right, everybody needs to wake up. Do you see what's happening?" You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and not for fear, but like, come on, get your head out of the sand, everybody. Like, we got to be more present. We got to be more, focused on what's happening right now in our lives and how can we make changes within ourselves to build a better world, right?
Right, right. Creating with purpose and
Yeah.
creating with intention. And so if you're feeling ungrounded as what we're talking about today, this is what's happening. This is how you would feel, right? You would feel ungrounded. You would feel that you're not sleeping well. You would feel that maybe you're feeling stuck. This is what transformation can look like too. It's not always easy breezy. Sometimes it catches us by surprise, like Kelly said, to wake us up.
Yeah, yeah. We get sometimes we get real comfortable in what's happening. And that doesn't necessarily mean that everything's good because we're comfortable. Sometimes it's good to be, well, a lot of times I think it's good to feel that uncomfortableness to see, like, okay,
Mhm.
if you're being challenged, you're being pushed, you're growing when you're uncomfortable.
Was sharing with someone the other day about how I still get nervous doing big events, doing big public demonstrations. It's an excitement, but it's still very nervous. And it's like,
Oh
hey,
my
it's
gosh.
good because it's good to be nervous, right? To
Oh my
step
gosh.
into something,
Yes.
right, Kelly?
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
god. I did my first ever 90, like, okay, I've done dems with other people for like 2 hours or 90 minutes. But I did my first one all on my own at the Goddess Festival this a
Hey.
couple weeks ago. And I don't normally get like I used to get really nervous, but I overcame it. Mavis kinda helped me overcome it.
Mhm.
I got so nervous and I was so stressed out, and then I got up there and I had, like,
Yeah.
the energy of my crowd. It was funky and everybody was quiet, and, like, the people that were taking it, like, raised their hand, but they were really quiet, and it was strange. So 15 minutes in, I was like, "All right, everybody, we gotta shift the energy. Stand up." And I made everybody clap and move
Aw,
around and shake their hands, and then, like, the energy
great
shifted
idea.
and it just picked up. But I was
Great idea.
so nervous, Cheryl. I almost passed out
Oh, really?
because
Yeah.
I got such anxiety on the way to the dem, like, walking through the hallway. I had to stop in the bathroom. I felt faint. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I haven't been that nervous since, like, the first time I ever got up and demmed in front of a class, you know,
Yeah.
like, back in, like, 2015 or 16. So, I
Yeah.
haven't been that nervous since then. It was crazy, but yeah.
It's
I
amazing, but then once you get started, right? Once you get rolling with it,
It was a
you
little slow. That's why I was, like, I was starting to panic.
you helped bring the energy up by getting
Yeah,
people up on their feet and
dude,
clapping
I have
and
to move it around. We have to shift things to get the energy up. So, that's what's happening in our world. Things are being shifted so that we can start building the energy back up, you know?
read this aloud, please, Kelly, that Jose posted here.
I love the things
This
Jose
is
says.
great.
Life happens for you, not to you. Even when you're tested, that's what I try to tell myself daily. Me
Mhm,
too, Jose. And I love that you put that on there. Thank you.
mhm.
It's true. I got to remember that it's not happening to me, it's for me.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of my whole philosophy on things. Like, I lost my son, it'll be 10 years ago in May. And instead of being angry and bitter, I chose to be grateful for the time I chose to be grateful that I was his mother and got to have him as a child and all the lessons he taught me, and that I chose to keep living my life because I knew that that was honoring him. These are
Mhm.
all choices we make, but I realized that, like, yes, I lost my son, but that didn't happen to me. That was just part of my own journey and my own understanding and my own growth. And he was part of my life lessons, and he's still part of them because he's so connected to me from the spirit world still. Yeah.
That's lovely. That's lovely, Kelly. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Thank
it's
you.
a big one.
Well, Jose reminded me, so thank you,
Yeah.
Jose.
I know when I have, when we have challenges or when we complain or, about I'll do something completely different about the little stuff, not big stuff like what you were talking about, but little stuff when we're complaining or, grouchy. I mean, it's almost like I'm going to remind people too that we get to do things. We get to go shopping. We get to go exercise. We get to do that. We don't have to, right? We don't, if we can just reframe those words a little bit, right? We get to go clean or paint or, love on our kids or walk the dog. We don't have to do these things it's a whole different energy, right, Cal? We
I
get
love
to do
it.
these things.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the life I have. It might not always be easy, but it's a good life, and
Mm.
I'm very blessed with the people in my life. And instead of, I could find lots of problems with in everything every day if I wanted, but I'm like choosing to always like focus on the positive things. Maria Scorpio, we do see you. Yes. We're just not doing readings right now, Maria. Okay. When we will do readings, we'll announce it. Right, Cheryl?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We'll announce it. Okay. Because I know she's asking for a reading and she wanted to know
Oh,
if
is
we could
she?
hear.
Okay.
Yes. So I just wanted her to know that we're right now having a discussion, and then I think we're going to announce the shows that are going to be
Mhm.
reading shows. It's not going to be
Oh,
every show,
oh, that'll
right?
be great. Yeah, that I'd like to do it that way.
Yeah, like maybe one show a month is going to be a reading show. I think that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that. And I love what Sophie Elena is saying again. I allow growth through joy and gratitude now as I no longer hold the belief that growth only comes through negativity. Ooh, that's an
True. That's
enlightened
beautiful, Sophia. Thank you.
someone. That is a gorgeous statement. And
Yes.
that's a beautiful way to look at this.
A specific show. Yes, she's
Yeah.
asking. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
did she?
announce it on our social media and in our newsletter. So please subscribe and you'll know. Yes. Oh,
And And for everyone, you can subscribe to our radio show email list. It's at seeingbeyondradio.com. So that is seeingbeyondradio.com.
yeah.
Also, you can sign up for Kelly's newsletter or my newsletter. We have mediumkelly.com, and that's Kelly, KELLEY.com. And then my website is mediumcheryl.com. And we'd love to have you part of our community, part of our families, as far as our growth, our lessons. Kelly and I love our radio show, and we do a lot more things too. So please follow us if you can. Once again, follow, share, and like our pages. It really helps bring in and attract more, like-minded community. So we thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love what Sophia said. Thank you for that. That was
Mhm.
beautiful. And it's something to remember
Yeah,
that, we don't only grow through things that feel negative, we grow through other things as well.
right.
But I think right now, with what's going on, it feels like a lot of bad things that are happening around us or in our world, and that can feel very negative. And so it's really important to maybe not spend a lot of time reading the news if you're sensitive. Like, we don't want to bury our head in the sand. We have to have a balance and having a coping skill to deal with the stress that it may cause you, which is what I've had to do. So I like to see what's going on every day, and I typically watch the news for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the morning, and then I turn it off. But lately, that's not been working for me, so I just haven't been watching it. And I'll go back to that. Like, I had to take a step back, and that happens. I think it's knowing what you need in your world and creating that. And it doesn't matter to me what your environment is. Like, we're in control of what we choose to have in our lives, you know? And we can make changes if we're not happy with it. That's my belief.
It's a good
Having
belief.
lived through some really traumatic things, I know about recreating life.
And, recreating life,
Yeah.
wow, that's big. Hey, look, this transition that we're all talking about today, this in between, we want to also remind people that, look, this is a sacred time in your life. This is a sacred time in all of our lives. I mean, we really do have to practice self-care, mindfulness, right? Compassion, kindness. Oh my goodness, we really need to really, take it up a notch with that. I've noticed that actually when I'm out and about, just going through my day at the stores, what have you, that people are taking another extra moment by, saying hello, how are you, or opening the door, or it's just any extra moment people are really, I think, trying to help.
Yeah.
But this transition or this transformation that we're all in, it's continual, right? We're all learning. We're all becoming more. We're not, one way I can tell that I'm no longer kind of the same person is when I kind of start buying a new clothing, or I start liking a new
Mm.
color when that no longer suits me. It's almost like, oh, I used to love this, but not anymore, right? Right.
Yeah,
Kelly, you were going to say something.
funny that you say that because, like, I've been, like, putting on clothes that I don't haven't worn a long time or that I forgot about, and I'm, like, feeling them, like, this shirt here, like, this bothers me, so I never wear it, so I just tuck it in,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I'm like, "It's such a comfy shirt," or different things, I think that's true sometimes when we're, like, changing things up, even, like, we're choosing different things, that's really a positive thing, and it's just our way of coping, I think,
Yeah, it's a way of coping, and it can even be kind of a loss of identity
yeah,
or, uncertainty. It could feel like we mentioned loss or emptiness, but it's really about, discovering, okay? So it is about discovering. It is about maybe emptying your cup to allow that cup to be filled again,
yeah,
and that is a very good practice, actually,
yeah,
very good practice to breathe in and breathe out and really ask yourself, like, who am I becoming, right? How do I practice kindness with myself first? And then how can I practice kindness with others?
yeah. We have a nice little conversation going on our, chat here between Sophie and Melinda, and, Melinda was talking about oh, I just lost it. Um, where did it go? It's a really mean-spirited time right now. I kinda like the way she worded that because it does feel that way right now. I don't know about you, Cheryl, but that's how it feels like right now in our world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that aren't very nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And look, some for some reason when that stuff happens, you have to realize we've touched a nerve, right?
Yeah,
There's a nerve being touched in a big way, and maybe it's asking for recognition, attention, transformation in itself. But believe me, when we put kindness out there, when we put compassion, when we send love to anything that's happening in this world, starting with ourselves, we are changing the world. We are changing the world.
we are. And I just wanna say, I talked about, like, recreating my life or lives. Like, I don't know, everybody here doesn't know what everybody that here doesn't know my story, but I've literally overcome a lot. Like, I grew up in a very dysfunctional, abusive family. I moved out at 16. I've had a job since I was 10. Um, I married a very abusive man, uh, almost killed well, I had a near-death experience with him. Very, very abusive, a lot of abuse, and I stayed for almost 10 years and had 2 children. I woke up one day and I was like, "I don't wanna live like this anymore. I'm not happy. This isn't worth living. I need to create a new life," and I turned my whole life around, and I'm so happy I did that, but that was because I made a choice. So somebody was talking about being controlled. I was in a controlling relationship. I didn't have access to my money, nothing. I went and I took control. I was stalked, I was broken into, I was harassed. Yeah, but I survived it. And I think that, if we allow ourselves to choose to be happy and find new ways out of things, there is always a way, even when it feels like there isn't. I mean, I didn't make enough money to support 2 kids and pay for my house payment, mortgage. I lost the house, but I made it, and I made enough money. I went out and, like, I think motivation comes when we want change, and that motivated me to create a better life for my children and myself, and
Mhm.
I'll never regret that. And so my point is that whatever your circumstances are growing up, however you grew up,
Mhm.
as an adult, we have choices and we can choose. And nobody taught me this. This was just innate that we can choose to be happy and we can choose to make a better life. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I mean, I'm not in a horrible situation now. I'm in the best situation ever and I'm very blessed. But that's because I created that situation. But it still, the rest of everything that's happening in our environment is overwhelming for me in the
Mhm.
world. Like, and I'm struggling with that.
Well,
Yeah.
it is overwhelming for you and really for all of us, for a lot of people, and that's our conversation today is how do we still, have hope, right? How do we still understand that maybe some of us or some countries, some situations, areas in this world are having breakdowns or breakthroughs or everybody is in a transformative time right now and a lot of people is very, very overwhelming. That's a good word, Kelly. It's a very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. I've had panic attacks and anxiety like most of my life. It started when I was an adult, though. I think I had mild anxiety as a kid. It came out in my Tourette's. So in class, I would blurt out things because of the Tourette's. But as an adult, it really hit me about 22. And when I started becoming a psychic medium, it was like I overcame my anxiety with
Mhm,
all of the,
mhm,
you know, development and all of the work I've done. But now, because of everything that's been happening, my anxiety has come back, and it's been difficult to leave the house because
yeah,
I become agoraphobic.
mhm,
But I'm still pushing myself out of the house every day as
mhm,
much as I can.
mhm,
I
mhm,
traveled. Like,
mhm,
I know, like, my mind says, "Don't leave, don't do this, don't do that." I know to overcome that thought. It's a thought that I have to it's like a rewiring of the brain
mhm.
with my affirmations and with my positive thinking, and it works, and I feel like it's been difficult, but I feel like I'm coming out of it, and I'm heading right into the light, and I'm happy about that,
And
you
it
know?
feels like, what you're talking about, Kelly, is, even past lives, right? We
Yeah.
keep repeating this pattern,
Mhm.
right? And even the mind and the thoughts, like, are repeating this pattern until no longer we consciously make that intention or that decision to say, "You know what? I'm not listening to you anymore,"
Yeah.
"I hear you. I don't have to listen to you."
Melinda was asking what it was I was afraid of to leave the house. I'm not afraid of anything. It's like my soul or my body is just, like, refusing to leave. I don't understand it. I just have to it's a rewiring of my brain, and it could be from childhood trauma. It could be from lots of things. I am still working through it all. I mean, I overcame it years ago, and it's come back. So I'm
Mhm,
working through it again. And my point about telling about it or sharing about it is that, like, I think that difficult times sometimes can trigger old behaviors.
mhm,
I'm working through now. I'm going back, okay, I overcame this. So these are old behaviors. So now I have to go back to, like, my development, my training, my skill set of, like, rewiring my brain again, right? And that's what I'm doing. And I'm working on the positive affirmations, my art, my pushing myself out. We go for walks every day, like everything, all of that. Yeah.
Melinda says collective trauma.
Yeah.
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 And look, the triggers that you mention and, everyone on the call where you guys are being so, open and honest, and Kelly, you're being open and honest too.
I,
I mean, this is just a beautiful conversation we are all having and participating in, and I just wanna say, look, it is about that becoming. It's almost like we have to listen and go deeper, right? We gotta go deeper. We gotta go, "Where are the answers?" "I surrender," or I have compassion for myself that I'm not the same person today, and to hold the light for yourself, but to go even deeper. So I have been going deeper in my meditations to say, "Look, let's go deeper. what's
I
down there, you know?
love
And I
that.
work with my chakras individually. And look, it's and like you said, traumatic events or fresh or overwhelming events trigger, and
Trauma.
I would say yes, and even beautiful events can trigger in some way, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
what's ama I think where your growth comes, Kelly, from what you've been sharing with us, because 'cause we're learning so much from your experience. Thank you so much, and it's that you're catching yourself. You're recognizing, "Hey, this new that old that's an old thought, like, that doesn't
Yes,
fit with me
yes,
anymore."
yes.
Right, Kelly? That
It
is
it's
yeah.
hard, but I've caught myself, yes, and my husband's also been very supportive, and he'll say that, be like, "That's like the old you, like, you don't do this anymore." And it's like he reminds me. And I think, I'm a real huge proponent of, like, therapy. I think it's very important. I go every other week, and I have for the last year and a half because of what's been happening.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm in therapy because of politics and our world politics.
That's
I mean,
fine.
but, it's triggered a lot for
Mhm.
me, um,
Mhm.
and it's not just the politics. I mean, somebody mentioned it here, it's like what's happening to women in our world, like, there's a lot, like, it's triggered a lot of my own trauma because I am a survivor of sexual abuse,
Mhm.
and,
Mhm.
um it's triggered a lot, yeah, what's been
Yeah.
happening in the world for all of the people, and, it's been
Mhm.
difficult. I grew up with a lot of violence, a lot of abuse, and, I worked really hard to create a peaceful life, and
Mm.
feels like the world around me is not that way anymore. You know,
Yeah.
it's, like, hard to keep it at bay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Someone says it's the culture, it's the climate. Thank you, Melinda. That's so on point, Melinda. And to say that, look, the vibration around us, it's happening
Yeah.
faster than what our bodies can assimilate. Is that right? Is that the word?
My
Or
nervous system can't handle it, is what my
y
therapist was saying, so I'm
yeah,
working on things to regulate my nervous system every
yeah,
day.
yeah, regulation, that's a really good word, and
I like that word, yeah.
yeah, it's a good word, and also a lot of us are, I think, becoming more aware and understanding that we don't have to repeat old patterns. We don't have to be in the same relationship, or maybe we're asking ourselves, why are we in that same relationship? Maybe that's also like there's so many breakthroughs happening, on a very personal level and then on the global level. That's a lot. That is what we have to,
Yeah,
fair is fair, right? That is a
yeah,
lot.
and it doesn't matter what your political view is.
Hmm.
What's happening in the world is hard to see for anybody. It doesn't matter what view. I mean, this is just it's hard to see. It's sad, it's difficult. And in our own country, just the turmoil that's been happening for the since like 2016 or something or whenever it started. I mean, it's been a lot. And I think as a parent, with adult children, it's I worry about, like, their future and how their families are gonna be and what they're gonna be up against and how the world's changed for them and what it's gonna be like. So, I think, I'm in this next stage of life where, like, my brain's just a little overthinking here. So, I've been working on, like, calming that down.
Hey, and you are 55, you mentioned, and that
Yeah,
5 is a changing number, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm in
double
my
that.
shift. Yeah. I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm going with the flow, but it hasn't been easy. Yeah.
Hey, and look, this is a matter of heart, right? A lot of people are, maybe getting in touch with, hey, look, I'm going to let my heart, I'm going to get in touch with how I feel. I want
Mhm.
to get in touch with how I express how I feel. I
Yeah.
want to get in touch with, my beliefs or what I'm standing up for or not stand.
Yeah.
We are really, I think, becoming stronger individually,
Mhm.
because we are learning about what it is to have an opinion or to learn what are you feeling rather than all this mental energy, right? We want to step into the inspirational part of all of this, right? Like you
That's what
mentioned, what
I'm
the
yeah.
inspiration.
I'm somebody I like to be inspired daily, whether it be by my own thoughts, by other people. I'm always looking for inspiring things, and I even have created, like, on my Facebook. You're in charge of, like, what shows up on your Facebook, so I don't get politics on my Facebook,
Mm,
page or any of that. I get a lot of inspirational posts, happy things like animals, things like that, because that's what my brain needs I need to steer clear of all the negativity, and that's not burying my head in the sand. I read the news every day and I watch the news. It's just me being smart, about taking care of my nervous system and what I need. And I think some of us need to remember that about ourselves, because if you're on this show, I more than bet you're a sensitive like us. You're
Mm,
drawn to this because it's, like-minded people find each other, right? So you're probably a sensitive, you're probably empathic, you're probably feeling everything, over feeling it like us. And it's like, and you have to learn new ways to cope with it now, because this is more than it's ever been in my lifetime, is my feeling.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
And what I do daily, because I catch myself having, like, a negative thought, or if I'm hard on myself, or, I think I'm really better, I'll say I'm better, at catching myself and saying, "Hey, where the hell did that come from? Like, that's not really me." And I find that it comes from being tired. It comes from, just letting myself kind of work too hard, or not practicing self-care. So when I'm run down, like someone's mentioning about their nervous system, I
Mhm.
do feel that maybe I kind of, let my thoughts go. We'll just say that as well.
Yeah.
But I do also practice that meditation. I got to tell you, I have been
Share it with
intending, Kelly, to go deeper.
You
Yeah.
gotta share the meditation you're doing with me. Is it a guided one?
No, it's mine.
Oh, you just do it on your own?
I'm
Okay.
talking. Yeah, I'll share it with you. I've talked to my guides, and
Yeah.
we have a clear understanding that this is this is a time for exploration, for discovery, for where's my role in this, or what's my part? How can
Yeah.
I help? How can I be of service?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time. I am hopeful. I'm always gonna be an optimist and looking for the positive in everything. So for me, it's like sometimes things have to break to be rebuilt better. And so I know there's a lot wrong with our society as it is. Our educational system's broken. So many things are just broken in our society that don't work. Our government's really like defunct. So sometimes we have to break something to fix it. We're not the only country going through that. You know, I've seen other countries that have gone through it and had to redo everything, or like start it, like, recreate, and we can do it
And
too.
they
And
isn't that what they say, that the beauty is in the flaws, or the beauty is in the cracks that are filled with gold?
yeah,
Right? The vase, the saying about the vase, that the beauty and the wisdom, and also that, look, it's no longer about, trying to hang on either to the past, or hang on to our egos. I think we also have to kinda learn to say, "Look, you're transforming even in ways that are uncomfortable." And that's okay. It won't last long if we just kind of send love to ourselves and surrender. Really, it is surrendering and allowing the light to come through prayer. We mentioned meditation. Kelly's painting rocks, journaling, being
mhm,
creative. I'm cleaning with color and being creative. So it is about doing something sometimes. It is about just helping to shift the energy.
I've also been water painting with watercolors, and, yeah, and drawing, sketching.
And look, just trying not to figure things out. Just lastly, I know our show's coming to an end, but just sharing with people, look, you don't none of us have to figure it all out today.
Yeah.
That's not what this show's about. We're out to help support each other and say, this is a journey. This
Mm.
is a path.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's I will say this, in my life, there's been a lot of pain, but I've also had a lot of happiness and a lot of
Mhm,
positive things happen, and I've had a lot
mhm,
of amazing people that I've met throughout my lifetime that have been there for me, and for that, I feel so blessed. And
mhm.
when I think about, like, I could be angry about the childhood I had, I could be angry about all these things, but what I choose to do is to find, like, the happy moments in those times and
Mhm.
focus on those. I've already feel like I have healed and forgiven the part of, I've let that go, and I'm now, like, choosing to reimagine, the childhood I should have had and focusing on the positive things. And I try to do that in my daily life too when things are difficult. I try to focus on, okay, what are things that are going good? How blessed am I because of this? That's a really great way of like getting through difficult thoughts or things.
This is a balance. This is a key here who you are, Kelly, it just sounds like, you're helping to share your wisdom with people. And I know that, look, this podcast, this radio show that we're having will go out to many ears because people will share this with their friends
Yeah.
and their family. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Cheryl. I love having these conversations with you. And I don't think we have planned out next week's show what we're going to do yet,
Mm-mm.
but we'll announce that in our newsletter. We're going to come up with the next week's topic, and so either next week or the week after, we'll be doing readings. We'll figure that out. All
Okay,
right.
everyone. Guys, you've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We want to wish you a wonderful day. We want to wish you so much love and light, and to know that, it is about trusting, just trust that if you can hold the light for yourself, and be kind to yourself, then that changes the world and you will certainly, excel, I do feel, in your own light and love.
Mhm. Thank you, everybody. It was great
Thank you,
seeing you.
everyone. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste.